We're back on the other side. Lukan Online here on the Beat London 103.6 FM, and I am here in the studio joined by my special guest. Special guest, would you like to introduce yourself to the audience?
Hi, everybody. This is Blanca, and I am so happy to be here at the Beat London.
Blanca in the building. Woo! Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing? How's life?
Life is good.
Yeah?
Let me tell you. We showed up in London. The weather's nice. Apparently I'm taking postcard pictures. That's what my rep says. And we are just having the time of our life. So this has been an amazing, a little over 24 hours in London so far.
We were saying just before we came into the studio that you actually, you've either brought the weather with you or you've chosen the best time of the whole year. Like this week, it won't get any better than this week. I can guarantee you. It's all downhill after Friday.
I'm going to believe that I brought the best of the weather with me.
I think you're probably correct. So just let people know, people will hear an accent. Let people know where you're from.
Yes, I'm from Florida. I live in Florida. I was born in New York, but moved to Florida when I was super young. And then my family is from Puerto Rico. So you hear a little bit of the Spanish accent too.
I did hear that because I heard when you two were speaking earlier, and I was thinking, do I now put my Duolingo into practice? But I thought, let me not embarrass myself because I lost my streak. I'm really upset about that. So I had a streak of just under 400,
oh my gosh.
and I forgot. And now I'm on 0.
You're on 0?
And I'm not even.
What's the owl's name? Is it Duo?
Duo, yeah. So
is he mad at you?
I don't even care. I don't even open it up anymore. I'm so upset with life. I was doing so well, and I've lost everything. So I can't even look at the app anymore.
Oh man. Well, we came here to be your reminder. It's time to open that Duolingo app up.
All right. And as you're speaking, so my mind thinks of things, and I'm always thinking, do I not? Do I do or not? And in my mind, I'm thinking, do I try some Spanish? And then my mind's saying, you got that the good angel and the bad angel.
Yeah.
The good angel is saying, try it. And the bad angel is saying, don't embarrass yourself. So I think we'll leave it. But trust me, I did have nearly 400 days on Duolingo. I was doing good.
Oh my goodness.
We'll leave that there.
We're missing out on the good Spanish.
Yes. But I'm going to go to Spain at some point because I want to practice it. So I'll let you know how I get on and how I embarrass myself. So you're from Puerto Rico, but you're based in Spain?
No,
I wish. In America. Based in America, sorry.
I'm based in America, yes.
Born in America?
Born in America.
Okay, what part?
In New York.
Okay. And is it your first time over here in London?
It sure is.
How have you found it?
Like I said, I've been enjoying my time so much. It is so beautiful over here. We've had an amazing experience, and so I'm going to have to come back. Funny enough, I have a son, and his name is London.
Oh, really? Why?
Yeah, so I named him London. It was my anniversary, and I was meant to come to London for the first time ever.
Okay.
And I found out I was pregnant.
Okay.
So I got so sick. Yeah. We had to cancel the whole trip.
Wow.
And I said, you know what? He's going to have to be my London boy because I'm not going to get to go. So I named him London.
So how old is he?
He is now 11.
Did you bring him?
He's not here. And the one place, when I ask him, where do you want to go if you could go anywhere in the world? You know what his answer is, right? He wants to come to London. He's like, he feels connected to the city because his name came from here.
And you didn't bring him?
I didn't.
Oh, that's crazy.
But he was understanding. He's like, we're planning to come on a vacation trip. So this was a work trip. I said, I'll find the lay of the land. I'll go to all the cool places. And then that way, when I come with my son, I'll know where to go.
Okay. So what's been the best part, apart from, have you done anything that's not work related since you've been here, to be fair?
No. We went to Sketch last night to have dinner.
Sketch?
It's like a restaurant that looks like a museum.
Oh, so it's one of those bougie restaurants. Okay.
You know what? I'm a little bougie.
Okay, I'm definitely Nando's. Okay, that's all I am.
So Nando's is somewhere we have to.
Oh, you've not been to Nando's?
No.
So anytime I hear interviews of people talking from America, they always mention Nando's. I don't know how.
I've heard of Nando's.
See what I mean?
Is it South African?
I think so. Some people say it's Puerto Rican. Some people say it's South African. I think it's South African.
It's not Puerto Rican. But it can't be Puerto Rican.
Portuguese. Sorry. But people say I'm pretty sure it's South African, but it depends who you ask. But it's just chicken and chips at the end of the day. It's all it is.
I like chicken and I like chips.
There you go. You'll like it. A bit of Perry sauce. Make sure before you leave, you definitely go and check out a Nando's somewhere.
Okay. Now, is it spicy? Is it?
Well, you choose whatever spices you want. So you can have it. You can have it lemon and herb, which is rubbish. Or you can have extra hot.
I was about to say, I love lemon and herb.
No, you don't want lemon and herb. That's for
He's
the
like,
kids.
Rubbish.
That's for the kids. You don't want that. You want to get extra spicy, and just try it. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. So other than that, you've been working. You've been doing bits. It's your first time over London, but you've enjoyed it. The weather's been great.
Yes, we're ready. We're gonna be here till Sunday, so I feel like I'll get some moments to enjoy and be a tourist and check everything
Definitely should do it. And then, as you say, check out the lay of the land. So next time you come to London, you bring London to London.
Yes.
And you'll enjoy it. What has been the most surprising thing about London for you?
Man, I think the diversity of London. Like,
really?
I've never been here. So when I compare, I'm from Florida. And if you go to Miami, it's like for us is so culturally driven. There's Dominicans, Haitians, Cubans, Puerto Ricans. Like I'm used to just being surrounded by so many different cultures. And I love that about where I live. But there's been a lot of places, especially in America, that you go to and you don't get that kind of vibe. And so I didn't know what to expect of London.
But what did you think? What's your preconceived idea of London?
I think, you just think of
tea and crumpets.
Yes, exactly. Tea and crumpets. You think, the Queen, you feel like, man, but then you get here, there's so much culture, so much diversity, so much different foods, and it just feels so lively that it really caught me by surprise.
So you got to as a tourist, you'll probably be around. I don't want to spend too much time talking about tourism, but you probably spend a lot of time in central London. But if you really want to check out London, you've got to come away from the central. So you got to go to your Brixton.
We went to Brixton yesterday, yes, and it was such a vibe.
Who took you to Brixton?
Match took me to Brixton.
Oh, and you were okay?
Yes.
Okay. Where did you go in Brixton? Where did you go?
We went to
Pop Brixton. Into Pop Brixton, okay.
Pop Brixton.
Oh,
yes.
How'd you find that?
It was so cool.
Yeah.
Like we really enjoyed it. It was a Monday, clearly, so it wasn't popping. I heard like usually when you go there, it's just so lively, so many people. But we went there, it was kind of empty, but it was still like just so vibrant.
Yeah. And Box Park, if you haven't been in Shoreditch.
That's where we were. We were by Box Park because I remember seeing the shipping containers.
That's right. Yeah. Cool. All right. So you've done a little bit then.
You see, I guess I'm a local.
You're a local now, yeah. Especially with a child called London, then you're meant to be. Let's talk a bit more about you, the artist Blanca. First and foremost, I have to ask you about the name. Where's that name come from? If you ever mention the name Blanca to anybody, the first thing that comes to mind is Street Fighter.
I knew it. Usually, I thought I've outgrown that, but seems it's still around.
It is. Where's the name from?
The name, it's my birth given name.
Really?
Yes. So
Your
I was
first
named
name?
my first name.
Really?
And I'm actually the second. So my mom is also Blanca.
Yeah.
And so,
see, when you say it, it sounds not Street Fighter-ish. But when I say it, it sounds
Street Fighter-ish.
But it's Blanca. It sounds better. It sounds completely away from the video game. So, but what does it mean? Does it have a meaning?
Well, Blanca in Spanish means white.
Oh, okay.
So
white
or light or it's almost like heavenly. Yeah. So a bright light, and so I was named after my mom, and I've gotten that question all the time. People think it's my stage name or that I made it up, but it's actually a name that I didn't like growing up because they would call me Street Fighter and do electricity and like if I'm biting people's backs, and I'm like, I'm not that Blanca.
That's hilarious.
So I went by my middle name growing up, which is Elaine.
Yeah.
But now I embrace my name, and I've lost my mom since since then. So now when I feel like there's so much honor in my name because it represents her.
Did you ever consider having a stage name? Was it always going to be Blanca?
I think because it was always Blanca. Yeah. When I started doing music fully, it was just like a part of me that I feel like I disowned with my name. And so it felt like a stage name to me because it was like this whole different name that people didn't really know.
Yeah, sure. So how did you get started in your music career? Like what made you decide that you want to pick up a microphone and sing or even write music? What was it? What was the spark, and at what point in your life did that happen?
I think since I was a little girl, like as far back as I could remember, I loved music. I was always dancing, singing. And I think around 5 years old, my parents were like, she doesn't seem to have like a normal 5-year-old voice. I think there's something there. And so as I think back now, I was telling Match, and we had an earlier interview, it's like my dad is super charismatic. He ended up being a salsa singer in Puerto Rico. And so now I'm like, clearly I understand that it was in my blood all along. But I was, since elementary school, I would do talent shows. I would be the one hosting my own talent show with the mic, the brush as the mic, and making my whole family sit around. But I started taking it more professionally around 15 years old. I did stuff at Disney. Growing up in Florida, that's just what you do. And then past that, I had a deal that was started with Transcon. I don't know if you guys know of Transcon, but
No.
that was the label that had like NSYNC and O-Town.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then it was like a whole scandal broke out shortly before I signed. So it was like I didn't get involved in all that mess, but it was like always there. And so
how did you, but you make it sound so blasé that you got involved in Disney. That's what you do in Florida. Like, how do you just end up working and doing stuff with Disney?
So that all came about because I did a performance at my school. And this was in middle school. And the speaker at that time, I was probably in 8th grade, the speaker was the head of entertainment for Disney. And he was coming to give an encouraging message to the kids that were graduating, going to high school. And he heard me sing my, at the time, favorite song was Hero by Mariah Carey. And I sang that at this event. And so he pulled me aside, gave me his card, and he's like, hey, I think you should maybe do some of these school tours with me. It would be nice to have kind of like a representative. Then I got a scholarship with Disney that took me to musical theater in college. So it all just like happened. I don't even know.
Yeah, it was meant to be.
It was meant to be.
It's meant to be. When you were doing like your performances for your family with your brush in the living room, where it might be, how much of it was embraced by the family, and how much was it? Oh, not again from the family. Like, were they actually supportive, or were they just annoyed by it constantly?
Yeah, they were very supportive. I will say, a little too supportive. It was like we would be anywhere, and they're like, my daughter sing, Elena, show them. And I'd be like, please don't do that. Like, I would have to prep my family, specifically my parents, and be like, I know we're heading to someone's wedding. I know we're going to, a family gathering. Please don't make me sing in front of everyone.
So you meant to be a star then? You were meant to be. Is that how it was?
I guess they thought so.
Yeah.
My brother was, a little bit of the hater. His name is Tony, and he was always like, "Here she goes again, like Miss Superstar."
How many siblings have you got?
I just have one.
Just the one.
Yes.
Okay, that's what brothers. Is he older?
He's older.
That's what. Yeah, that's his job.
See, he made me thick skin.
Absolutely, that's what exactly. He's done his job properly. He's done his job right. So you've had a career. So when did you actually start like moving on and actually getting signed and making actual music and releasing it? At what point in your life was that?
Okay, so this is where things started to change. Growing up, I didn't grow up with my dad.
Okay.
My parents divorced when I was young, and my dad had.
But did your mum sing at all?
No, my mom was super shy. She loved art. She would draw.
Okay.
So they were both creative in their own right. Yeah. But my dad had a substance abuse, so.
Wow. Okay.
He ended up leaving our family when I was super young, and he came back into the picture when I was a teenager, and had this super God encounter, had given his life to the Lord, and had come back to ask for forgiveness and be a part of our life. So I started going to church with my dad as a teenage girl, hearing his story. And then I ended up giving my life to the Lord, going to this local church, and they had a group of musicians and singers that would meet together, almost like a Bible study, and meet and write music together. And so I joined this crew.
Cool.
And I share all that because it was through there, 3 of us came together and made like a side group from the group, and we ended up getting signed.
Oh wow. Okay.
So they found us on social media. It was called Group One Crew.
Okay.
And that's where my career started. So many years ago, I started with the group, and we got signed to the label in Nashville, Tennessee, and everything kind of took off from there.
Where are the rest of the group now?
So I still keep in contact with one of the guys. He's a really close friend of mine, and he ended up getting married to a comedian named Angela Johnson.
Okay.
And so they're in Nashville half the year and in LA half the year. And then the other guy is I don't hear much from him, but we were like family for so many years. So there's so much love and respect for both of them.
Okay. So you branched out on your own. So how did it work that the crew disbanded? Was it?
It was my fault.
Was it really?
It really was.
Was it that you were being noticed more than everybody else?
No, I got pregnant.
Oh wow, really?
Like I ended up getting married to the drummer.
Yeah.
But I put him on, so he wasn't the drummer when we were dating.
Yeah. Okay.
But we got engaged, and he was the drummer then, and then we get married, have a baby, and I was like, I think I want to explore motherhood and just be present for my son in these early years.
Sure.
And so I took some time off the road. The group kind of just fizzled out
London.
from there. This is London.
Okay, yeah.
My one and only.
Yeah.
And he came around, and then from there I was like, you know what? I think I just want to do my own thing and be able to choose when I'm home, when I'm not. And I've always wanted to explore the solo thing. But when you're in a group, it's just like you get to lean on them, and we're doing it together. So it feels like family on the road. So it was really scary.
So how does it work as a mother? Because you hear people talking about having a career as a mother, juggling motherhood and the career. How have you found it?
That was one of the hardest, keeping a balance between wanting to be so present at home, but feeling so much purpose in not just motherhood, but like what I do in my music. Was a really hard balance to find. But I think with time, I have a really great support system. I have my family super involved in helping, like either keeping my son when I had to do a show or coming with me so that he can come along. So we definitely made it work at that time, but it was really hard. It's hard when you have a baby and you're going through so many hormones and you just want to be home, and but you know that this is what provides for your family, and so it was definitely a struggle. So
how did you cope though? Because it's easy saying that you made it happen because you have made it happen, but at the time it must have been, as you're saying, it was quite difficult. How did you keep the focus, and how did you keep strong, and how did you just manage to say, you know what, I know I'm struggling, but it's going to be okay?
I think one big part is like I pulled from a lot of women in my industry that were mothers before me. And so every time I would see them or I could connect with one, I would be like, please, like, give me some tips. And I remember one girl telling me, you know what, Blanca, when God calls you to something, you have to understand that he doesn't just call you and forget about everybody else. He's going to remember your son. He knows him by name. So if he's called you to do this, then you have to believe that he has a plan for London as well. And it was just like so much peace for me to hear, like, I can do this and still be a great mom because I feel like this is a God-given gift. So if it is, then he's going to take care of my son in the process. And he did. My son loves to travel. He's so chill, go with the flow. Like those characteristics, I feel like prepared him for the type of lifestyle that I had.
Okay. Let's fast forward through your career. You're here in London now. Why have you decided that now is the time for you to venture over to the UK?
Honestly, I would have loved to come much sooner. But I think I'm discovering myself as an artist, and the music is speaking for itself and opening doors that I've always wanted to open but never had the opportunity to. So I think with songs like Are You Ready and Worthy, these new songs that I've been putting out, it's connected with the people of London, and it's brought me here. It's now become my second most streamed city.
Oh, really?
Yes, has been London. So
I was going to say, so how have we received you over here?
Like I feel like you guys have shown so much love to the new music.
Okay. And I had to get it up on my screen because I'm definitely not going to be able to pronounce this, but you've got a song called Le Bondad de Dios. See my Duolingo, see it's coming out. Okay.
Good job.
But that is that's your most streamed song.
Yes. La Bondad de Dios is a worship
exactly how
song.
I said it.
We sound identical.
Absolutely.
People are not going to know who's talking.
Not at all.
It's like a praise and worship song, and it's a very known song in the English, like American market, within like the church community, called The Goodness of God. And so I was the first translation of the song into Spanish for the Spanish community, and the song just resonated with the Latin community so well. So it definitely is my highest streaming song. But it's honestly a cover of a song that I just made in Spanish.
Fair. Okay. The reason why I asked you that is because, do you not feel that maybe you do this already, but there's a market out there for you to make more songs for the Latin community as well?
Yes, that's something that I've been doing now. I have a few songs that I've been translating into Spanish. I'm working on a Spanish album right now.
Oh, wicked. Okay.
But it's another thing. Like, I feel like this whole season I'm in has been like this rebirthing of who I am as an artist, and really connecting to things that matter to me that maybe before I used to hide from or feel like, oh, if I share these things, I don't fit the mold of what I think people want. But it's actually those things that have been connecting the most. It's like sticking to my R&B, my gospel, things that I used to listen to growing up that inspired me in music is what I'm pulling into the sound now that I'm making. And then my Latin culture, that's something that I've always put aside. Like, I don't want to speak in Spanish. I don't want to do these things because it's like not going to be received well. But now that I finally embrace it, I feel like it's connecting with so many people. So I'm finding my voice. And I think that the more I discover and stay true to who I am, it resonates with people.
And do you feel better for it? Do you feel freer as an artist?
Yes.
Yeah?
I do. I feel like I shared a little bit of it, but I've lost both of my parents, and they were so big into the Latin culture and is such a big part of how I grew up that I feel like I'm honoring them and I'm keeping their legacy alive when I choose to embrace those parts of me that make me who I am, especially singing in Spanish. Or those are things they would always ask me, like, Mija, please do something in Spanish. And I would always be like, no, I don't know how to speak it well. But I've
okay.
pushed myself to learn.
So when you were younger, you weren't really fluent in Spanish?
No, I would.
Really?
When I was super young, that was my first language because my parents spoke it, more than English. But all my childhood years, from elementary to high school, I didn't speak any Spanish. I lost it.
Really?
So I would be so embarrassed. Like I was like, they're gonna look at me like she doesn't know what she's talking about.
Yeah. I hear it now. That makes sense. Okay.
Pero ahora hablo mucho español.
Sí, señorita.
I would get it out of you one way or another. You're going to be speaking Spanish today.
Yeah, well, I'll try a little bit. Let's see what happens. So what was it that actually made you say, you know what, I'm going to delve back into it and I'm going to learn the language? What happened? Other than your past and your parents?
It was the passing of my parents.
Oh, okay.
It was honestly, like, losing them, I was like, I want to connect to their story. I went back to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
I went to the places they grew up. I just kind of like had to feel connected to them in some way. And then through that process, I realized this is such a huge part of me. Yeah. Why am I not including it into what I do?
London, can he speak Spanish?
London cannot speak Spanish. He is a little American boy who doesn't even fully know he's Puerto Rican. So we're working on that now.
Okay,
I'm like,
fair. Yeah.
We've been going to a Spanish church. I'm like, I'm going to get the Spanish in him
Is
one way or another.
Does he not want to know?
He doesn't. He's like, you're Spanish, but I'm not. I was like, London, how can you not be Spanish if I'm your mother?
Yeah, facts.
So he's like, oh, okay. I think I am Spanish. So he's embracing it little by little.
Okay. The new single, Are You Ready?
Yes.
What was that about? What inspired it? What made you write it? I'm assuming you wrote it?
Yes.
What made you write it?
So Are You Ready is a song of encouragement, right? I wanted a lot of the songs on my next album that's dropping this year to be fully about being expectant, having gratitude, feeling joy and love, and just talking about these things because I've dealt with so much loss and dealt with so much pain in all of my other albums and songs that I've written. Like, I wanted to write from a perspective of what I'm living right now, which feels like finding myself in wholeness and love and worth for myself. Like, just so many of these things that I feel are important to talk about. Gratitude towards God, being expectant to what God has for me, and like knowing that there's power in my words and in my mindset. And so that's what I wanted this song to do for people. I wanted it to start the year off strong, to be an encouragement, to bring hope and have people be expectant of, like, believing that good can come, that there's a miracle on the way for them. And gospel music was such an essential piece to my childhood when I started going to church. And like, musically, I would be blown away by artists like Fred Hammond and Kirk Franklin, and hearing, you know, how they would do parts and the musicianship of their music. And so I wanted to merge a gospel song that I used to love called Let the Praise Begin and sample it, which is the sample that you hear in Are You Ready, but mix it with like my pop R&B flair. Got
it. What can we expect from you in the rest of 2025?
You can expect some more music. I'm going to be releasing a lot more music. I'm hopefully releasing a song every month. and then an
Oh,
album.
wow, really?
Yes.
Are they already made? They're just sitting there
They're
ready?
already ready.
Really?
They're coming out. Slowly but surely, I'm going to be releasing some
Every
songs.
month. So
Every month. So the next one, May 9th, I have a single called Safety.
Okay.
Featuring a UK artist. His name is Called Out Music. And he's amazing. So he's the feature on the song. And I'm really excited about that. So excited about the music. Hopefully I'll be back to London, maybe even to do like a little show or meet some people. Like that would be amazing. And that's the biggest things that I'm looking forward to this year.
What about talking about UK artists? Are you actually tapped into the culture, the English music that we've got, the stuff? Do you listen to any of the artists out here?
So honestly, again, I'm really into kind of like faith-based UK artists. Like I've heard a lot of almost like the blend of UK with Afro, South African. So Anatolia, Limo Blaze, Called Out, they're all like huge artists in that community and are super successful. So I feel truly inspired. Like you can ask all my friends, that's on my playlist. But I think so much great music is coming out of the UK. So definitely, you need to send me with like a list of people that I need to be.
You're gonna get a whole lot of people sending you a whole lot of lists.
Oh my goodness!
We're gonna get a live performance out of you shortly, but I did want to ask you about your visit to go and see the one and only Mr. Man of the Moment, AG. DJ AG. I've never gone to go and see him like live before, but I've seen all the clips on the YouTubes and the TikToks. How was it for you? How do you enjoy it?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I love what he's doing.
Yeah.
You just show up there and you already feel like so much joy.
Yeah.
He's like alluding, is that the right word? Like just giving off so much happiness, oozing so much joy. People are there. They want to have a good time. He has his little DJ setup and then the fact that new artists are getting to showcase themselves, but old artists are stopping by. Like even the day I was there, I showed up, got to do some of my new songs, but then you had Jessie J show up right after and do a little set of her stuff. It's just like he's creating a whole movement, which is really cool.
Yeah. So did you just turn up or had you planned to go? Did you contact him in advance to let him know you're turning up?
Honestly, I think my team.
Oh, okay. They let him know. Okay.
Pulled some strings and made it happen. So
okay. All right. Because I know some people just rock up with a USB and it happens. But
and you're just like, hey, me next.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Yeah. I would not do that.
Do you think something like that could work in America, where someone just out on the street with their not their laptop, but their decks, and artists come down and perform?
100. I think it would have to be a city like London, though. Like maybe New York City or a place. Maybe even Miami, places that are lively and have a lot of people walking around. But I do think it would work. You know what's really cool that I've been seeing a lot too?
Go on. Like
coffee shops doing like DJ setups. It's like day parties. Have you seen this? Right? It's a whole vibe. It's like you get to go out, I love coffee.
Right, fair.
Get to go to a coffee shop during the day, right? Because I'm not a night owl. Believe it or not, I like to go to sleep early. So I'm not trying to go to the club. I'm not trying to go, like, those are not my things. But I still want to meet people and to be able to go to a coffee shop, have a DJ set up, have a coffee, but everybody's just feeling good, having great music played.
When you say coffee shop, you mean coffee shop or bar?
No, a coffee shop.
With a DJ set up?
Yes.
It happens, bro.
I'm going to put you on.
Please, come all the way from America to let me know what goes on in London. I need it because I've never seen this.
Yes, it's a whole movement right now happening with coffee shops getting good DJs to come and play music during the day, and people just show up and fill the coffee shop.
What's this in Brixton? Because anything goes in Brixton, so it's just like I've never seen.
No, this is stuff happening. We do this in America, but I know London has to be doing this too.
Oh, okay. We don't have it over here.
Brunches, no coffee shops.
No coffee
Oh,
shops?
yeah. But now it makes sense. Yeah, we don't have that. Yeah, okay.
Okay,
right,
yeah,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, this is what we're doing in
Yeah.
America. I don't
fair.
know.
Now I understand.
But you got to
Okay.
bring it to London.
Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe I'll be the next AG if I do it first, and no one will know. See, there you go. All right, cool. So, we got new music every single month dropping from you.
Yes.
I want to make sure that everybody hears this loud and clear. So we're going to hold you to account if you don't hear new music from you in any month in 2025. We'll be on to you. All right,
Okay.
cool.
Be gracious. Be gracious.
Yeah, be gracious. Are you gonna any performances anywhere that you're gonna be doing that people might be aware of?
Yes,
Festivals and stuff like that.
we have. I don't have anything over in London yet, but I have a few shows happening in the States, and I just got nominated for a Spanish award show called Premios tu Música Urbana, which is super honoring that I get to be a part of that whole community. So a lot of fun things happening.
What's the nomination for?
The nomination. Okay, so this is like a Spanish urban award show, but they have one category that's like for religious music, and I got nominated within that category for my song "Worthy" in Spanish.